Morning, folks. Jacob Folger, our sculptor here, and today we're going to make an abstract cat art piece, and we're going to be throwing a lot at this, and so we're just going to get started. So basically what I've got here is a 6x6 stretched canvas, the old painting that I did that I don't really care for and want to do something with, so I'm going to use that. Going to be using, to start off with, Utrecht Studio Series acrylic in red, violet, deep, and light blue. And I've got that right here on my palette. And so I'm going to start off by painting the canvas. Well, actually, I think I'm going to do the sides first. So I don't have to worry about that later. So just do that. I'm just using a basic paintbrush. This is actually an oil paintbrush, but I use it all the time anyway for acrylic paint. And I also use it in my sculpture and for smoothing clay. And you can get a kit of, like 20 of these brushes in all different sizes, like on eBay for like 20 bucks, and they're great brushes, really great. So definitely recommend that. So yeah, I'm just gonna get canvas covers here. And then I'm going to clean my brush. And then I'm going to get a little bit of light blue here. And I'm going to just put some kind of light blue in there. It's very pretty, this color combination. We're going to let that dry for a few minutes. This here is actually another one that I had done recently, so we're going to do something like it. So, some of it's paint and some of it's sculpture, like the cat's face and the moon are actually polymer clay. I mean, you can use air dry clay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use polymer clay today, Sculpey 3. But yeah, you can totally use whatever you like. It doesn't matter. This is mixed media. They call it mixed media. So this is clay here, paint. I've got wire in here for its whiskers on the cat, and the sun rays are done in wire. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, a lot of fun. Have fun. This is the main thing. Have fun. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sculpt a little cat face for the picture. I'm gonna start with rolling the ball. I gotta do that off screen, so bear with me for a second, okay? All right. So I got a little ball here, and I'm going to press in like that, and that's going to create the beginning of the eyes and the beginning of the nose. And then now with this is Sculpey 3. It's polymer clay. So if you use polymer clay, you want to condition the clay first. And that's just squeezing and twisting and kind of like this. You just mix it up, because it's got stuff in there. You got to mix up, and get all that working. So yeah. So then you put a little ball of clay on the tip of the nose and blend that in like that, which will look like that. Okay. Then you take a ball of clay like this, and another one the same size. But about like two about the same size. And then what you want to do is put them underneath the nose like that. So that's kind of like his little whiskery areas. And you blend those in. Now, I do recommend usually scoring when you're doing two pieces of clay, which is basically taking a sharp tool and scoring. But this clay is really soft and warm. I've been messing with it for a while, and it's very soft and warm, and I don't think it's necessary here right now. I might do that in a minute after a bit here, when I do the ears and that sort of thing. So I can at least demonstrate that for you. So yeah, so we got that so far. I'm going to put that in really good. And if you can't get to it with your fingers, you can take a tool like this and just put it in. Like that. And then you can take another little ball of clay and put it under here for his mouth. Like lower jaw. So it looks like that. Like that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I want to have big eyes, so I'm going to use a big ball tool like this. And yeah, big eyes. I'm going to press into the clay with that and make sort of the eye sockets there. Then I'm going to take a ball of clay like that, like that, like that there. So two balls of clay in the eye sockets, as you can see. Now I'm going to take a sculpting tool like this, and I'm going to carve in, or just press into it, into the clay like that, and make eye pupils. So, looks like that. And actually, I really like this current series I'm doing. I really like it if it looks like they're looking right at me, because in that way, it's kind of like they're engaging me, and I'm engaging them. It's just a personal thing. And also, keep in mind, I'm also a photographer, so, that kind of comes in play when I'm thinking of things. So anyways, I'm going to take a new little clay like this and put it over his eyelid, over his eyeball like that. And I'm going to blend that in. Looks like that. And then I'm going to do another one just like that one. Maybe not so much. Oops, sorry about the blurriness. It's actually in the middle of the night right now. That's when I'm most inspired. So that's what we got so far. And it does look like he's looking right at us, right? Okay. Now what we're going to do his ears. So what I usually do is roll 2 balls of clay the same size to start off with. That way you get the same volume of clay in each one, and it's easier to make the ears the same size that way. That's about right. Maybe that one needs a little bit more, so add a little bit more to that. Like that, okay. Now I'll roll it into a cone shape, like that, and squeeze it kind of flat, like that. And I'll do the same thing for the other one at the same time, so like, I get kind of doing them both at the same time. So they're coming out, as you can see, both similar. I'm going to take my finger, my thumb, and kind of press in to create a little bit of a ridge right here. So flatten it at the bottom, like that. So it should look like that. And then the other one I'll do the same, but opposite, right? We got 2, pretty much the same, right? Okay. Now, this is a good time to score. So, you take the sculpting tool like this, and score the bottom of the ear where it's doing the top of the head, and you score here as well. And then you blend that in. Now you can use a tool, but try to use your hands as much as possible, and your fingers, because that's what's going to get used to sculpting. Practicing is really important. That's what gets you. It is kind of big, but that's all right, because this is definitely abstract. Anyways, it's fine. I'll take a ball tool here and blend that in. There we go. I'm going to be gluing this to the painting, so I want to make sure it's flat on the back, or somewhat flat, so that it will stick. So like that, and you can also come around back and blend this in, blend the ear in there, just to make it nice and sturdy. Kind of like that. Kind of crazy, huh? But he's really cute. Okay. I've got a spool of wire here, and that's what we're going to do is whiskers in. And when you get a spool like this, it comes off the spool, kind of curved like that. See, it's curved like that. And I just cut lengths of it, and I'll put in the tool and supply list. There'll be resources for places you can shop to get all this stuff in the U.S. But some of these places that I list actually ship overseas, so I don't think there'll be too much of a problem getting it, the items that we're using today. What I do is I stick the wires in the clay like this so it makes them easy to get to. And then, I'm thinking, this is kind of like creation in progress here. I think what I'm going to do before I put the whiskers in is I'm going to do the finish in Reflex Pigments. Let me get set up for that. I'll be right back. I'm going to be working in Reflex Pigments, and I think I'm going to use the same colors I used on this other cat. I'm going to use Spring Green on the eyes and Reflex Violet, which I have in the lids here for the rest of them for now. And I'm going to make sure everything's smooth in the way I want it. I think what I might do is take my sculpting tool here and just add eyelashes just by making a little indentation around his eyes like that. So it looks like that. And then I'll take the paintbrush and I'll get it a little bit wet. Dip it in water and squeeze off the excess, just so it's a little bit wet, because the Reflex Pigments goes on a little bit better that way when I do that. It's a very, very pretty finish. And if you're trying to smooth, you can use alcohol cut with water, maybe 50-50. And you can also just use water in a brush to smooth. Like that. And then I'll clean my brush really, really good. And get some green. So I get my brush wet, right? Squeeze off the excess water. And I find dipping right into the container is fine. It doesn't seem to gunk anything up. So that's pretty good. And what I do is after I dip it like that, I dab it a little bit on the table to kind of get the excess off. And then I just do what would be considered the whites of the eyes, not inside the pupil. I want that to be black so it looks like he's alive, Looks like that. Now I think what I'm going to do, in addition to that, I'm going to clean my brush really good because that green will carry over if you don't. So maybe dip it in water and use a rag to get it really clean. Get a little water on your brush. And get a little bit of antique bronze. And maybe over his eyelids, eyelashes like that. And maybe tips of his ears. Maybe his nose and his whisper area of the mouth. And that's kind of pretty, you know. I might put that on a little heavier. Well, it's cute, huh? How about that? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this for roughly a half hour. Because I think that's all that's necessary for this. And then we'll come back. No, we don't want to bake it yet. I'm sorry. Let me put the whiskers in. Okay, so I get a piece of wire. And so put it in there like that. Really big whiskers. It's awesome. Like that. Isn't that cool? Oops. There we go. So it looks like that. Isn't that neat? I love that. I love it. Okay, now we'll bake them. Okay, so the cat's face is baked. And I've got some scratch papers here, and I'm just trying to come up with some kind of drawing or painting I can do with the cat. So I'm thinking about maybe something like something like this, maybe. Yeah, something. So then we should put the cat here. And that'd be fun. So I just want to have an idea before I actually put, do the painting on the canvas. So it gives me some idea. And also, I think really the best way to do it is to have the basic sketch that you're going to do, and then you can get creative with it. So what I'm going to do is I have these here, the pasta markers, and they're short paint pens. Unfortunately, some of them are messed up because if you ever use them on wet paint, it will mess them up. So you gotta make sure that your paint surface is dry before you use them. So just keep that in mind. I was surprised I was able to get the blue going, the light blue, because I think that would be a good color. So what you do is you shake it, and if it ever becomes clogged, you can pull this out and reverse it. And it had become clogged, so I was able to do that, and it seems to be working now. Yeah, it seems to be working, so Maybe. Let's see what happens. So I've got my drawing. And put my cat on here. And then maybe I'll have him sitting on like a ground area, you know. So I got that, and I think what I'll do now is just kind of I kind of like the idea of scribbling it, which I have been doing on the others. And then you gotta wait for that to completely dry before you go to another color. Thinking now about the tail too, so take the pen, maybe like that. That'll be fun. And then why not, huh? Well, that's kind of cool. I'm wait for that to dry. So now I'm going to glue his head on there, and I'm using Elmer's glue all. I think just regular glue would probably work, but this is what I've got. Regular, Elmer's glue. So I just dip my brush in, put some on the back of his head, and also on the surface. And I think I'm going to have his head kind of tilted like that. Whoops. Let's see if you can see that. And it actually takes like 24 hours to dry, but it does it does dry fairly quick to where it won't be moving around within I mean, you can like hold it down and just apply gentle pressure for a few minutes, and it'll stay there pretty good, I think. Now I'm going to use purple, and whoa, that's really good. It's pretty good. Oop, it said it's not drying as well as I thought it would. So, you can just go through different colors, you know, and have fun with it. Thought that maybe painting his whiskers white would be cool. So I'm using just bright white on my brush. So a few other things so I did the cat in purple and just left the ground with green and white and blue. I touched the whiskers, each of the whiskers with some Elmer's glue, just to make them sturdy, so they don't move around. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It's a fun piece, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you decide to make something like this, it would be really great if you could send me a photo. You can email me. My email address is in the About section on my channel page at Folger. And you also can message me in my Etsy shop or my Facebook art page. The links will be in the video description down below the video. Please rate the video, share it with your friends and family. Leave me a comment or question, and I will respond and reply. And subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.